Welcome to IronCAD's Too Tall Toby's practice model dated 604. This is a cabinet brace. Fairly simple model, nothing too complex here. Again, we'll do this mainly all in IronCAD innovative drag and drop shapes. The only cross section we'll do is just to edit the rib feature here so that we can get this tangent to that top face. So we'll show you how to do that. And other than that, let's go ahead and hop into this in IronCAD. So first thing we're going to do is drag and drop out our base shape. And you can rotate around to whatever orientation you want. In our case, we know the length of this is 5, and we know the width on this is 2.75, and we're going to do just the bottom base height, which they have a call out for 1.25, because we're going to add on these other features for the top of this little notch here. So what we'll do is drag and drop another feature. It doesn't really matter where we're going to line it, basically holding our shift key down and snap it to these back edges here to align that, and we know the depth of this guy is 1, and we know the overall length of that is also 1. Actually, it's a radius of 1, so that's actually 2. Sorry, make that 2. And the height of this actually has a distance from the bottom of the part. You can just pick the bottom point there, and we can get that set to 2.5. That puts us at our center point of our arc right here. So then we can just simply drop a cylinder on here, flip its extruded direction, and snap it to the side, and snap it to the back here, and we have our shape. So that's our base shape for this. So another way we can do this is for the rib, we can do a rib feature here, and in our shapes catalog we have one down here called rib. We can drag and drop this out. So there's a couple things. One, it's facing the wrong way here, so let's go ahead and just rotate this around 180 degrees with the tri-ball. And next we'll go ahead and set the width of this, which is set to, let me double check, that is 0.5, yeah, 0.5 for that. And what we're going to do is snap this out to this outside edge, and we're also going to move, using the tri-ball and hitting the space bar, we're going to move this point out to this point here. So let's simply just move that out to the back edge there. Then we can pull this into the part because we need to get this tangent here. This is where we'll do our cross-section edit. So we'll do an Alt-E to edit the cross-section, and we're just going to project this edge for our reference point because essentially we're going to do a tangent of this line to that arc inside of there, and we can just move this point down to that tangent, see there, to get that, and then we can remove that arc. And that gives us our geometry that we need just for our reference, or we could use that as construction geometry and left it there if we wanted to as well. So we could have done that as well. Next, we'll go ahead and put this blend here on the front, which we have a blend radius of 1.25, so let's put that as 1.25 there, and hit enter to apply that. And next we'll do our slot feature. So I'm going to do it in the slot feature first. I'm going to show you some reordering tricks here with the features. So you know we have features in our tree, but we're not always dependent on that, and we can easily reorder. So I'm going to show you that as well. So let's go back up here and add a cut slot on here, and we know the overall length of this guy is 2.75 plus the diameter is 0.875. Let me just double check them typing that. Yeah. 0.875 in there, so that's that side, and then the width of that is 0.875. Oops, I can type there we go, 875, and then we can just pull this through the model and snap it down. Now, usually we use the tri-ball to move the tri-ball to this center point and move it from this reference and this reference because it's got an 8.75 from there. I'm going to show you another way, which is our Smart Dimension tool. So I can actually come in here and get the center point, click there and click here, and I'll click again there, and we can get this back face here as well. So it gives us 2 dimensions here, and we can actually right click on those and say edit all smart dimensions, and we're just going to put that as 0.875, and this one's going to be 0.875 as well inside of there, and hit OK. That will give us a reference as well. So we can use tri-ball or we can use dimensions either way. So next we'll go ahead and do a extrude cut here, and I'm going to go back to my starter catalog because I have an extrude through, and I'm just going to drop it onto this bottom face here. And what we're going to do is just align this to this back edge and to this bottom, to the bottom face, because we know the offset height of this is a 0.5 inch, and we know the distance from a point, which is this front face, we know the distance is 1.75, so we can set that there. So this is where the history order comes into play. So now we have to put a fillet here, or a blend, along this edge. So if we go and pick one of these edges, it's only going to apply it to one of these, or I can pick both of them and apply to both, but in any case, we're just going to put on one for now, and that's going to have a value of, let me just double check, 0.5 for that, and we just hit enter and enter again, and we can see that it only applies to the one. However, we can just tell this feature here, which is our slot, to apply last. So if you right click and say apply last, you'll see that it moves to the bottom of the tree, and our blend now will be along that solid edge, then add the hole through there. So now we have just a single edge blend inside of there. So that's just a simple way to do that with our dynamic history rewarding there. Last, we'll go ahead and add our counterbores, and I'm just going to do it with two shapes. I'm going to do the counterbore outer diameter, which has got a 1.5 diameter and a depth. I'm going to hit enter twice to get the depth of that. It's 0.25. And then we'll just drop a through cylinder onto that center point there, and it's got a diameter of 0.75 for that. And that's all it takes to build this model here. And now we can go into our properties and set our mass density, what they call out as 1020, and that should give us a mass in pounds of 0.535. So there you go. That's a simple way to build this in an IronCAD. Again, just very little modifications in the sketch mode, but overall, that's an easy way to build this inside of IronCAD. Hopefully you enjoy.